Okay, maybe not the bike. Finally made the bike work. So I'm going on a camping adventure after work today, a one-night trip, and I'm gonna take you along. And Callie gets to come.
Approximately 10 hours later.
I'm gonna do a vlog magic trick where I throw it, and then it edits, and it's already... So I am very excited for tonight because me, my husband, and two friends, we're all camping at Gunstock Mountain Resort. So this campground is maybe like 10 minutes away from my work, 20 minutes away from my house, and I actually used to work at Gunstock, but I've never actually camped here. So this is an experience that I'm really psyched about. As you can see, I already have my tent set up behind me, and I was thinking about it, and it's so funny that I thru hiked for a lot of this year, and everything I needed to camp I could fit into one like 40-liter backpack. But when I go car camping, I bring so much stuff. A big branch fell down. When I go car camping, I go all out. I filled up my entire SUV with all of my camping gear, and I just like to live in luxury. So I'm going to show you around my campsite, show you the gear I take when I go car camping, and then I want to show you more about Gunstock because this is actually a really fun place to camp so far. I've only been here for an hour, but I'm super excited. I'm 6'8". I'm 5'8", and I can fully stand up in here. This is a brand new piece of gear for me. It is an extra large self-inflating sleeping pad. It's from Xped, and I just picked this up at REI a couple days ago. I had so much fun shopping for car camping gear there because I didn't have to worry about the weight. This is huge, this is heavy, but I know it's gonna be super comfortable. I tested this once at home before this trip, and I think after 15 minutes, it's just inflated. It does come with this little pump to kind of finish it off, I guess, but we'll see how these do. This campground is dog friendly, so Callie's joining us. So I'm here by myself for now, but everyone else should be here in a couple minutes. So this is my sleeping bag, or the bottom of my sleeping bag, and you can see that there's little slits. And the sleeping pad is actually going to fit right into the slits on both sides. So the sleeping bag is going to attach to the sleeping pad. And it's going to be a really nice setup.
We're in the vlog. Get ready. Do it for the vlog.
Who's going to win? I'm gonna win first! Yeah, that's the one I vlogged. Good morning from the Gunstock campground. I woke up and went for a little bike ride just to, I don't know, explore a little bit. This place is huge. Not only is it a campground, but it's a ski resort. There's hiking trails, there's the mountain coaster, there's like playgrounds, swimming pools. There's so much to do. So just explored for a little bit. Camping here last night went really well. It rained a little bit, but stayed dry in my tent. The sleep system worked amazing. Those two extra large and self-inflating sleeping pads next to each other, it's like bigger than my bed at home. So comfortable. And yeah, just a nice lazy morning at the campground now. So I'm making coffee for Chet, but me myself, I'm gonna make myself an Element drink. It was a long night and I might go for a hike later on, so I want to make sure I'm hydrated and I use Element to help me with that. This is a single serving drink packet that has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 50 milligrams of magnesium, which is a science-backed formula for the most optimal hydration. So today I'm having the citrus salts. If you're working out and you're sweating a lot, you can lose a lot of sodium through your sweat. So it's important to replace that. For me personally, when I get dehydrated, I get headaches, I also get fatigued, and you just don't feel well. So if I know I'm working out for the day, I make sure I have one of these and I feel good. So if you want to try Element, you can get a sample pack with 8 of their flavors with my link, which is drinkelement.com/Nahamsha. You'll get that free sample pack with any purchase on their website. And the 8 flavors that you can try are really fun. They're kind of unique. It's anything from like watermelon salt to chocolate salt. Like I said, today I'm having citrus salt. This is just like an OG, really good flavor for me. Again, that link is drinkelement.com/Nahamsha. Place any order and you'll get a free sample pack with 8 flavors. So I just took my bike and rode to the trailhead for Mount Rowe. So I'm gonna do a little morning hike before I pack up camp. I just wanted something quick. There's a lot of different hikes you can do from here, like Gunstock, Belknap. The whole Belknap range is right here. So I just went with the easy one, just a little morning workout before I start the day. I think it's gonna be at most like 2 miles. 7:42 a.m. It's already a hot one. Yes, breeze. Hello, Mount Rowe. Just a little bit past this tower, I think it opens up to a really nice view of Gunstock. You can see all the ski trails, the mountains, maybe see the campsite from up there. And here's the final view from the top. It is gorgeous this morning. Didn't bring my tripod. Just a quick break up here. I'm gonna run back down to the campsite and help everyone pack up. Oh good, my bike is still here. Hello, it's actually a few days later, but I wanted to sit down after the fact and really show you all the gear that I took car camping. It is so different from the gear I take backpacking, and I'm really excited about my car camping gear. I originally wanted to kind of go through my whole setup while I was actually camping at Gunstock, but I changed my mind and made it a priority to hang out with my friends instead and to just kind of sit down and quickly go over my favorite car camping gear that I used on this trip. So I am going to pull up my screen recording. The first piece of gear I'm going to show you is one of my favorites. It's the tent. It's called the Nemo Aurora High-Rise 6-person tent. And yes, I got a 6-person tent for just me and my husband, but it is so spacious and I absolutely love it. As you saw, it is so tall. I can stand up straight in it and it fits our giant sleeping pads. And there's also room for the dog. So no regrets on this one. With the rain fly on, you can see how big the door is. Walking in and out of it is so easy and it's easy to set up, keeps me super dry, and just checks all the boxes. Next piece of gear is the sleeping bags. So we have 2 of these Nemo Jazz 30 sleeping bags, and these are so comfortable. They're 30-degree bags, and what I love about them is that they can zip together and make one giant sleeping bag. I also love that the sleeping pad attaches to the bottom of it in this sleeve, so there's no shifting around in the middle of the night. The sleeping bag is totally affixed to the sleeping pad. And it's got a couple more benefits. There's actually a bed sheet that buttons into it, so if you're getting hot, you can take off the puffy insulated layer of the sleeping bag and just sleep under this fleece blanket. And so it's pretty versatile. We can use these sleeping bags in the summer and then also in the winter and stay totally warm. It's got that big mummy hood. Right here you can see the special pocket for the pillow, so your pillow's not going anywhere. It does come in a double, but I opted to get the 2 singles just in case I ever car camped by myself and I didn't need the double sleeping bag. Next is the sleeping pad. So we have 2 of these Xped Mega Mats. This is the new piece of gear for me. You saw I did talk a little bit about this in the video, but they're so comfortable. I got this because it's the exact dimensions of what would fit my Nemo sleeping bag. So it is 30.3 inches wide and it's 4 inches tall. So I really wanted a thick sleeping pad so I would be totally comfortable, and I really wanted it to be self-inflating. 1, because I've never had a self-inflating sleeping pad before and it sounded cool to me, and 2, I wouldn't have to worry so much about having to inflate a sleeping pad while I'm car camping. This has an R value of 8.1, so it's super warm. And yeah, REI had them in stock. I did really want this sleeping pad, which is the Nemo Roamer. I really wanted it for this trip, but it was not in stock at REI, so that's why I ended up with this one. But they're very similar. I feel like the only benefit to this sleeping pad is that it has toggles on the sides of it, so you can attach 2 of these sleeping pads together so that when you're sleeping there's no gap in between the 2 sleeping pads. But this one, as I was looking through it, it only has an R value of 6, so it's not as warm as the one that I ultimately went with. So yeah, there's pros and cons. Next, I take this every time I car camp. They're string lights. It just totally elevates the campsite. I string them from tree to tree, around the campfire, around the tent, inside the tent. It's such a nice light source and it plugs right into a battery bank. So this is the Jetboil. This is what I use to make coffee in the morning. I originally bought this backpacking stove to thru hike with, but after taking it out for my first backpacking trip, I realized it was kind of heavy, and so I went with something lighter for thru hiking. So now this is the stove I take car camping, and I really just use it to make coffee, and it's super quick. Speaking of coffee, this is what I used for coffee. It's just like a tea bag. I put the tea bag in the coffee mug, poured the water in, had coffee. I didn't drink any myself, but gave it to Chet. He enjoyed it. It was very convenient. Next, real quick, these are the chairs we brought car camping, just super basic Coleman chairs from Amazon. I do like that these ones have coolers attached to the arms, so don't even have to leave the chair to get a cold drink. Next, so this is a portable fire pit. We did not take it on this past trip to Gunstock, but we usually take it on every car camping trip. Is exactly what it sounds like, a portable fire pit. It connects to some propane, and this thing puts out some serious heat. So if you're car camping when it's cold, it's also just really nice if we get to the campsite pretty late and we just don't feel like making a campfire. We still have something pretty to sit around and look at. This is a classic Coleman stove. I believe this is what Janine used in the morning to make us breakfast. I have one, she has one. It's just a pretty solid piece of gear. Next, we have the Roughwear Clear Lake blanket. This is what Callie slept on. So Callie's my dog. This is a dog blanket. It was pretty warm out, so I wasn't worried about her being cold throughout the night, but if she was, I had one of these blankets from REI, just a fleece blanket that I could have thrown over her. This is a solar-powered lantern that I had hanging up in the tent, but unfortunately it just wasn't that bright. I don't really trust anything this small that's solar-powered. It didn't really do much. I was also reading about it, and in case of emergencies, you can actually plug your phone into it and get a little bit of a charge. So it is a cool piece of gear. It just wasn't that bright. So that's not all of the gear I brought on this car camping trip, but it's kind of the big ones and the ones I was most excited to share with you. So let me know if you like this style of video where I kind of show you the camping trip and then at the end we can go over the gear if you're interested. I enjoyed it. I have some more trips planned later this year, some car camping trips. Obviously, I have the last couple 100 miles of my through hike, which I'm still planning to do in about a month. So lots of videos coming for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.